Hello friends, welcome to our channel Angrezi Sahitya and this in-depth journey into the life of Ernest Hemingway. In this video, we will delve into the details of his life, exploring his early influences, his time in the war, his celebrated literary career, and the personal struggles he faced along the way. Hemingway was one of the most significant literary figures of the 20th century. He was not just a writer, he was an adventurer, a war hero, and a man whose life was as compelling as the stories he told. Hemingway's writing style, known for its economy and understatement, revolutionized the world of literature. His life, marked by courage, romance, and a deep engagement with the human condition, offers lessons on resilience and creativity. His personal experiences shaped his most famous works, including The Sun Also Rises, A Farewell to Arms, and The Old Man and the Sea. Now, let's discuss the early life of Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Miller Hemingway was born on July 21st, 1899, in Oak Park, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago known for its conservative values and strong community spirit. His father, Dr. Clarence Hemingway, was a dedicated physician and an avid outdoorsman who instilled a love of nature in young Ernest. His mother, Grace Hall Hemingway, was a talented musician with dreams of becoming an opera singer. She encouraged Ernest to appreciate the arts, particularly music and literature. Despite the nurturing environment, Hemingway's childhood was not without challenges. His parents had a complex relationship, and their contrasting personalities often led to tensions in the household. His mother's strict discipline and his father's bouts of depression left lasting impression on Ernest, influencing his later works, themes of conflict, struggle, and human resilience. Every summer, the Hemingway family would retreat to their cottage in northern Michigan. These trips were a formative part of Hemingway's youth. He spent his days exploring the woods, fishing in the lakes, and absorbing the rugged beauty of the wilderness. These experiences fostered his lifelong love for nature and adventure, themes that would become central to his writing. In school, Hemingway excelled in English and showed an early talent for storytelling. He wrote for his high school's newspaper and yearbook, demonstrating a knack for clear, direct language. His teacher recognized his potential and encouraged him to pursue writing, laying the groundwork for his future literary career. Now, let's discuss the education and early writings of Ernest Hemingway. After graduating from high school in 1917, Hemingway chose not to attend college, a decision that surprised many. Instead, he took a job as a cub reporter for the Kansas City Star. This period was crucial for Hemingway's development as a writer. The Star's style guide emphasizing short sentences and vigorous English profoundly influenced his writing style, shaping his famous succinct and impactful prose. During his time at the Kansas City Star, Hemingway covered a variety of stories, from crime reports to human interest pieces. This experience taught him the importance of accuracy, brevity, and engaging storytelling. These skills would become the hallmark of his later works, earning him praise for his ability to convey deep emotion with minimal words. Hemingway's journalistic career was cut short by World War I. In 1918, he volunteered to serve as an ambulance driver for the Red Cross in Italy. His time in the war exposed him to horrors of combat and the fragility of human life. This exposure would deeply influence his later writings, particularly his themes of war, loss, and existential struggle. Despite the brevity of his journalistic career, Hemingway's time at the Kansas City Star laid a solid foundation for his future as a novelist. The skills he honed during this period, clarity, precision, and the ability to capture the essence of his story, became integral to his literary success. World War I and its aftermath. Hemingway's service in the World War I marked a turning point in his life. As an ambulance driver for the Red Cross, he was stationed on the Italian front, a dangerous and volatile region. On July 8, 1918, Hemingway was severely wounded by a mortar fire while delivering supplies to soldiers. Despite his injury, he managed to carry a wounded soldier to safety, an act of bravery that earned him the Italian Silver Medal of Bravery. While recovering in a hospital in Milan, Hemingway met and fell in love with a nurse named Agnes von Krowski. Their brief but intense relationship had a profound impact on Hemingway. Although they planned to marry, Agnes ultimately broke off the engagement. This heartbreak, coupled with his traumatic war experiences, deeply affected Hemingway and influenced his later works, particularly A Farewell to Arms. Returning to the United States after the war, Hemingway struggled to adjust to civilian life. He felt disillusioned and restless, a common sentiment among his generation, often referred to as the lost generation. Seeking purpose and adventure, he decided to pursue a career in writing, using his war experiences as a rich source of material for his stories. The impact of World War I on Hemingway cannot be overstated. It shaped his worldview, instilled in him a sense of existential questioning, and provided the emotional and thematic depth that characterized his most powerful works. The war's legacy is evident in his exploration of themes such as courage, sacrifice, and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. Post war years and moved to Paris. After the war, Hemingway returned to the United States but quickly found himself restless and uninspired by his surroundings. In 1921, he married Hadley Richardson and the couple decided to move to Paris, seeking the vibrant artistic and literary scenes that the city was known for. This move proved to be pivotal in Hemingway's career, as Paris became the backdrop for his transformation from a journalist to a serious writer. In Paris, Hemingway became part of the Lost Generation, a group of expatriate American writers and artists disillusioned by the war. This community included notable figures such as Gertrude Stein, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Ezra Pound. Under Stein's mentorship, Hemingway refined his writing style, embracing the principle of modernism and focusing on the iceberg theory, the idea that the deeper meaning of a story should not be evident on the surface. During this period, Hemingway worked as a foreign correspondent for the Toronto Star, covering events across Europe. His assignments took him to places like Spain, where he developed a fascination with bullfighting, a theme that would later feature prominently in his novel, The Sun Also Rises. His experiences in Paris, coupled with his travels, provided him with a wealth of material for his writing. Hemingway's time in Paris was marked by both personal and professional growth. The city's vibrant cultural scene, combined with the influence of his literary peers, helped him develop a unique voice that would soon make him one of the most celebrated writers of his time. His years in Paris were not just a chapter in his life, but a defining period that shaped his literary legacy. Now, let's discuss the literary breakthroughs of Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway's literary breakthrough came in 1926 with the publication of The Sun Also Rises. This novel, set in the post World War I era, captured the disillusionment and existential angst of the lost generation. The book was an instant success, praised for its innovative style, vivid characters, and authentic portrayal of life. Hemingway's concise, understated prose set a new standards in modern literature. The success of The Sun Also Rises established Hemingway as a major literary figure. He followed this with A Farewell to Arms in 1929, a semi autobiographical novel based on his experiences during World War I. This novel, which tells the story of a doomed love affair between an American ambulance driver and a British nurse, further solidified Hemingway's reputation as a master storyteller. Its theme of love, war, and loss resonated deeply with readers, making it one of his most beloved works. In addition to these novels, Hemingway also published several short story collections, including Men Without Women in 1927 and Winner Take Nothing in 1933. His short stories, characterized by their brevity and emotional depth, showcased his ability to convey complex human emotions with minimal words. Stories like The Killers and Hills Like White Elephants are still studied today for their innovative narrative techniques, and profound themes. Hemingway's literary achievements during this period were remarkable. His unique style and thematic focus on human strength and vulnerability set him apart from his contemporaries. His works not only reflected the complexities of his own life but also captured the universal struggles of the human condition, earning him a place among the greatest writers of his time. Personal life and marriages of Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway's personal life was as eventful as his literary career. He married 4 times, each relationship reflecting different phases of his life. His first marriage to Hadley Richardson was marked by a sense of youthful optimism. The couple lived in Paris, where Hemingway wrote some of his early works. However, their marriage ended in 1927, largely due to Hemingway's affair with Pauline Pfeffer, a wealthy fashion journalist. Pauline became Hemingway's second wife, and their marriage brought a period of relative stability. They had 2 sons and lived in Key West, Florida, where Hemingway wrote some of his most famous works, including A Farewell to Arms. Despite this productive period, Hemingway's restless nature and extramarital affair led to the breakdown of their marriage. His third marriage, to journalist Martha Gellhorn, was more tumultuous. Both shared a passion for adventure and war reporting, but their competitive relationship and frequent separation strained their marriage. Hemingway's affair with Mary Welsh, another journalist, ultimately ended his marriage to Gellhorn. Hemingway's fourth and final marriage to Mary Wells was perhaps his most enduring. They shared a deep bond, and Mary stood by Hemingway through his later years of declining health and mental struggles. Despite the challenges, Mary remained a steadfast presence in his life until his tragic death in 1961. Now, let's discuss the adventures and inspiration of Ernest Hemingway life. Hemingway's adventure spirit was a defining aspect of his personality. He was a man who sought thrills and challenges, often putting himself in dangerous situations to experience life to its fullest. His adventures took him to various parts of the world, providing rich material for his writing. His love for nature, particularly fishing and hunting, is evident in works like The Old Man and the Sea and Green Hills of Africa. One of Hemingway's most notable adventures was the time in Spain, where he developed a fascination with bullfighting. This interest led to the writing of Death in the Afternoon, a non fiction book that explores the cultural significance of bullfighting and the courage required by both the bullfighter and the bull. Hemingway's admiration for the art of bullfighting reflected his broader fascination with bravery and the human spirit. Hemingway's safaris in Africa also had a profound impact on his writing. His experiences hunting big game and observing the beauty of the African landscape inspired works like The Snows of Kilimanjaro and The Green Hills of Africa. These stories not only depict the adventures but also explore deeper themes of mortality, legacy, and the meaning of life. His time spent fishing in the Gulf Stream near Cuba was another significant influence. The novella The Old Man and the Sea, which earned Hemingway the Pulitzer Prize in 1953, is a testament to his deep connection with the sea and his respect for the struggle between the man and nature. This story in particular encapsulates Hemingway's philosophy of life, emphasizing perseverance, dignity, and the unyielding human spirit. Later years and Nobel Prize. Hemingway's later years were marked by both triumph and tragedy. Despite facing numerous health issues, including injuries from 2 plane crashes in Africa, he continued to write and produce significant works. In 1954, Hemingway was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his contribution to modern fiction. The prize was a recognition of his innovative narrative style and his ability to create works of enduring value. The Nobel Prize was a moment of great pride for Hemingway, but it also came during a challenging period in his life. His health was deteriorating and he struggled with depression, anxiety. The physical and emotional toll of his adventurous lifestyle began to catch up with him, leading to periods of isolation and introspection. Despite these challenges, Hemingway remained committed to his craft. He continued to write, though the process became increasingly difficult. His final years were spent in Ketchum, Idaho, where he sought solace in the tranquility of mountains. It was here that he worked on the last manuscripts, including A Movable Feast, a memoir of his early years in Paris. The Nobel Prize was fitting acknowledgement of Hemingway's influence on literature. His works, characterized by their honesty, simplicity, and profound emotional depth, have left an incredible mark on the literary world. Hemingway's legacy as a writer and a person of remarkable resilience and creativity continues to inspire readers and writers alike. Decline and tragic end of Ernest Hemingway. The final years of Hemingway's life were marked by a steep decline in both his physical and mental health. The injuries he sustained throughout his life, coupled with his heavy drinking and the pressures of fame, took a severe toll on him. He suffered from depression, paranoia, and memory loss, which made it increasingly difficult for him to write and interact with others. Hemingway's struggles with mental health were exacerbated by his sense of isolation. Despite the support of his wife Mary Welch, he and close friends, he felt increasingly disconnected from the world. The once vibrant and adventurous man found himself trapped in a body and mind that were betraying him. This period of his life was characterized by a profound sense of loss and despair. On July 2nd, 1961, Hemingway took his own life at his home in Ketchum, Idaho. His death was a shock to the literary community and his fans around the world. It marked the end of a remarkable life that had been filled with both extraordinary achievements and deep personal struggles. Hemingway's suicide highlighted the importance of mental health awareness and the need for understanding and support for those suffering from depression. Despite the tragic end to his life, Hemingway's legacy endures. His works continue to be read and studied, offering insights into the human condition and the complexities of life. Hemingway's life history serves as a reminder of the importance of resilience, creativity, and the enduring power of his storytelling. Thank you for joining us on this comprehensive exploration of Hemingway's life. We hope you found this journey insightful and engaging. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who may be interested in the life and works of Ernest Hemingway. Until next time, keep exploring the rich world of literature and the stories that shape our understanding of the world. Thank you.